Welcome to Hypnotic Authenticity. My name's Chris. I'm a practical, firmly grounded, feet on the floor hypnotherapist, and I'm based in Switzerland. This series of episodes of my podcast is looking specifically at boundaries, at people pleasing, at the subtle ways that we abandon ourselves in order to feel accepted or safe or understood, in order to not rock the boat. So I'm examining the patterns that drain you, the stories that keep you small, the fixed and limiting beliefs that imprison, and more importantly, the ways to escape it, the ways to embrace and expand the possibility of living with a clearer sense of self-respect, with a clearer sense of personal truth, of authenticity. So let's begin.
Do you find yourself desperately seeking women's approval? Yeah. Does that require you to hide the evidence of the parts of you which would not be approved of? Are there elements of masculinity that you think are just dangerous or violent? They're not going to get you the approval that you want, and so you're kind of suffocating them down. Do you find yourself judgmentalizing? Yeah, blaming others. Do you desperately want a intimate relationship, but as soon as you've got one, you've got to find ways of distracting away from your flaws, from the elements of you which are bad? Um, do you find yourself shaming others? Yeah. Do you find yourself getting defensive, denying the parts of you which exist because you're desperately seeking approval, especially from women? Here's an interesting one. Do you put the idea of a woman consenting or wanting to have sex with you as the ultimate definition of your personal approval? What you're doing is you're handing over your personal power, right? You're basically reinforcing the story inside of yourself that there's parts of you which are unacceptable, that are dangerous, that should not be given the light of day, that are taboo. Yeah. The end result is you're reconfirming to yourself that you are bad, and so it's dangerous to express yourself because who knows what elements that are disapproved of might accidentally come out, right? Not only are you giving away your personal power, but you're constantly having to scan the environment, the circumstances. If you're in a relationship, you have to remember everything you've ever said and done and been to make sure that you're consistent with that. Yeah. If you're not in a relationship, well, then you're desperately trying to prove that you're great and that you don't have flaws by putting your best foot forward, by, wearing the smiley face, the mask of inauthenticity, and it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier. There's a thousand different ways where you kind of exhibit that you're putting, especially women, first. And this is a tricky thing to talk about, okay? But I think it's important to talk about. If you find yourself, even when you're in a relationship, that you put up walls so that you're emotionally unavailable, or you pick people as potential partners who you kind of see as a project, who you kind of see that they've got flaws and they need fixing, and you can be the one to fix them. All those things, what they are doing is pushing away the spotlight from you, putting it onto the other person. So the idea is that you appear kind of perfect, as if by being perfect, you're going to be ultimately admired, that you're going to be treated as if you're perfect. And that somehow that's going to soothe you from this implicit story, which is going on in the back of your mind, which says, I'm not imperfect. I am not perfect. I'm very much imperfect. There are parts of me which are shameful. If any of that makes sense. What I would suggest that you do is find a moment on your own, and I accept that if all of that does make sense, it's kind of uncomfortable to be on your own. So you probably find yourself also desperately trying to distract yourself, getting out and doing silly things. Um, if that makes sense, find a moment on your own. Maybe get a pen and paper and write it down because that's slightly easier than just doing it in your head. But just question what it is to be a man. Yeah. Question whether you like masculinity. Okay. Ask yourself how many male friends you've got versus female friends. Do you get on better with men or women? Yeah. Do you trust men or women more? It's brilliant to be around women, okay? But it's also brilliant to be around men. So if you find that your relationships are heavily skewed towards women, there might be a story running around inside your head as to what it is to be a man and that you don't associate with that. Yeah. Question all those things. Ask yourself also, do you act nonsensically around women? Do you find yourself not really being you? You find yourself blathering on, talking about stuff in an effort to prove yourself, in an effort to make yourself appealing. Ultimately, can you just be yourself? Can you be yourself with yourself on your own? Can you be yourself with men? And can you be yourself with women? And if you can't, question what's going on. All right. I'm there. I'm back at 5 minutes. Thank you for watching. I'll maybe do something deeper on this relationship and masculinity, femininity, because it's a complicated issue. But anyway, try that journaling exercise and then go check out the other videos.
Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If it resonates with you, then follow my podcast. I would also personally be really grateful if you might wish to leave a quick rating. It genuinely helps others to discover the podcast. If you personally would like more guided meditations, you want some deeper insights, you'll find all my links in the description. If you prefer a more visual boost, then you might want to check out my YouTube channel called Authentic Life Hypnosis. And if you're looking to do some deeper work that goes beyond one-way audio, then obviously you're very welcome to reach out. Equally, if you have any questions, I'm here to help. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.